In the field files, we've treated fields as if they rise from single sources, one charge, one mass, and one origin of influence. But that picture is incomplete because in the real universe, isolation does not exist. No region of space is shaped by only one cause. Every point is the intersection of multiple influences, electric, gravitational, sometimes many at once, which led to a deeper problem. If several fields occupy the same location, space cannot respond in multiple, complete ways simultaneously. So it must respond to one definite result. So, what determined that result? When two charges shape the same region and when multiple masses pull at the same point, what law decides the outcome? Now, take a single positive charge. Its electric field spread outward. Simple. Now, introduce a second charge nearby. At any point between them, there are now two electric fields, two direction and two magnitude, two influences acting on the same location. But space cannot respond in two different ways at once, so it must respond in the one definite way. So, what does it do? Physics answers with a principle called superposition. At any point in space, the total field equals the vector sum of all individual fields at that point. Not replacement, not dominance, addition, but not ordinary addition, vector addition. Direction matters and geometry matters. That is why the structure reveals itself. But what does vector sum actually mean? Imagine standing at a point in space. From one charge, an arrow points to the right, and from another, an arrow points upward. So this arrow represents direction and strength. Now, instead of choosing one, you constructed a parallelogram using both arrows as a slide. So the diagonal of that parallelogram from the starting point to the opposite corner is the total field. Not guessed, not average. Constructed geometrically. So that means the result is not about which influence is stronger. It's about angle. It's about direction. It's about structure. So that means nature is performing geometry at every point in space. Now let's imagine two identical positive charges placed side by side. Stand at the point to the right of both. Both electric field point in the same direction. They're reinforced, so that total field is stronger than either one alone. Not because something new was created, but because geometry is aligned. Now stand exactly at the midpoint between those two charges. One field pushes left and the other pushes right. Equal magnitude, opposite direction. So the result is zero. The field actually cancelled perfectly, but nothing disappeared. Both charges still exist. Both fields still exist. Their influence simply balance. This is not magic. This is structure. So the principle is not limited to electricity. Gravitational field obeys the same rule. Every mass contributes to the gravitational field at any location. The earth pulls on you, the moon pulls on you, and the sun even pulls on you. So the total gravitational field is a vector sum of all of them. Layered influence one result. Superposition is what makes complex systems understandable. Instead of solving everything at once, physics allows us to break a system into parts, calculate each contribution separately, and add them together. So, without this principle, modeling an electric field in material will be chaotic, predicting planetary motion will be far more difficult, and understanding electromagnetic wave will actually collapse into complexity. So, superposition is not just a calculation trick. Is what allows order to emerge from overlapping influences. Now we know something deeper about space. It doesn't choose the strongest influence. It does not ignore the weaker ones. It actually adds them together. So at every point in the universe, an invisible vector sum is taking place. And that quiet mathematical rule shapes much of reality. Another file examined, but we still have many more to go. If you like this, make sure you like and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time.